Okay, we're gonna do a little short stream here. Little short stream. I haven't done one of these streams in a while. You know, I was traveling a lot, and you know, I got all my stuff set up now. So, yeah, we're gonna enjoy a little Castel del Diablo. It is a smooth, medium-bodied Merlot. And I think it's from Chile. It is from Chile, and it's got 13.5% alcohol. It's like a cheap wine, you know, it's like 12 euros or 13 euros, which is surprising because we're in Norway right now. In Norway, very expensive on the alcohol. Like this is what a beer gets you. The same price as this in the store. This is what a beer would cost, but this is, you know, obviously way more. So we're gonna get a little wine in us. Cause I might go out and walk around. It's Friday. It's midnight. So I'll go out in like 30 minutes or something like that. So cheers. So we walked around today, pretty good walk. Okay, looks like we're live, cool. We got 11 people. Jill masturbates. So yeah, we're getting fucking... Nah, I'm not getting drunk. We're not getting drunk. So we're gonna talk about the travel history. We're gonna put the camera right here. So this is Oslo. I like Oslo. It's not like an amazing city. You know, it's not like the first on people's list to visit, but I think it's kind of comfy. We're over here, so we're pretty close to the center. And like I was saying, I wanted to get a place over here, but this is actually the nicer area. But I didn't really want to live in the nice area, you know. I'm not a posh person. I'm a very middle class person, so. But this is where the good deal was, so this apartment's good. This apartment's very good. But yeah. So today we walk through Akerbrig, which is a cool area. Also this area, Tijuvulholmen, and then we walked around. We saw this kind of harbor area, and then we saw the Akershus fortress. And then the other time we did the opera house area, this area. So I think we've seen most of the center. I think my next stream, I don't know when it's going to be, maybe in a day or two, we'll do this area, Grunerlaka, and then East Oslo. This is more of a diverse immigrant area. But there's also a lot of, you know, it's not as nice. The buildings are a little bit more decrepit. There's some beggars. There's some junkies. So we'll do this area. But besides that, I think that's really... Oh, and there's also Frogner Park over here. So you can kind of see over here. This is like a weird park I went to, and it's got all these like weird statues. I don't know why the Norwegians are going crazy with their statues, but they like their weird statues in this park. But yeah, Oslo's not really a big, like, they get tourists, but it's usually a stopover, because the real point of Norway is like, you know, over here. This whole area has got like the mountains, the fjords, so you got some really good nature. I do want to go to this city called Bergen, which is right here. Bergen's like, I guess, a real Norwegian city. It's on the coast. You know, it's got like the mountain. So I definitely want to hit Bergen at some point. The only problem is it's kind of far. Like, it doesn't look far, but apparently the train zigzags or whatever. Like, it's not like a straight shot to the mountains. So it's like a 7-hour train. It's kind of rough. It's not, and I think it's expensive because it's Norway. Everything's expensive, especially if I go in the summer. I'm gonna get wrecked. It's gonna be like $200. And yeah, the other city's Trondheim. I've heard of Trondheim. And then actually the people I'm renting this apartment from, they're from Tromsø, which is all the way. Where's Tromsø? It's one of these cities. I don't know why it doesn't stick out, but Tromsø's somewhere around here. So it's like the tip top of the world. It's pretty cool, actually. It gets a lot of tourism too, because it gets the northern lights, the green stuff in the sky. So, you know, it's funny. I asked them about, like, because I've been to Finland. I've never been to Lapland, but you know, I've known about it. I'm like, how do you guys like Lapland? Like, the people in Tromsø are like, dude, Lapland's boring. It's flat. Dude, Tromsø's cool. Where is Tromsø? Okay, so it's like this island right here. So I don't think I'm gonna go to this, but because you have to fly. I don't like flying. I try to fly as little as possible. But you can kind of see it's like, yeah, it's like this town in the middle of nowhere. And that's where these people are from who have this apartment. What's up, everybody? Top Cat. What are you gonna do for 2 months? Dude, just chill. Just live life, you know, just, yeah, like I've been hopping around too much. This is a good chill spot, you know, kind of, yeah, do my online stuff. Do they have short cruises around some of the forts? Yeah, they definitely have to. They definitely have tons of cruises. I met some Australian guy who took a cruise, I think around Trondheim, and he said it was expensive as shit. He paid like $60 for a fucking buffet one night. Like, it was, the prices were bad, like $20 for a beer. But there are, yeah, there's a lot of cruises and stuff. There has to be. Like, yeah, this is their tourism, you know? I have the schnapps glasses, nice. Hello, Nikki Kennedy. I'm drinking some cheap Chilean wine. Only like a glass, only like a glass. All right. So we just came from Stockholm. I thought Stockholm was okay. So Stockholm is kind of this thing. It's like a mass of islands. And then the inner city is Södermalm, this big island, which is where I lived. This one's Kungsholmen. My couch surfing host lived over here. I lived with a couch surfing host for a few days. He had a very nice place. The Gamla, which is the center. Norrmalm, this is like the actual center. Like, this is where all the malls and shopping are, and the train station. And then this area, Vasastan, Ostermalm's a nice area. Then you had this little tourist area. So it's basically this. But yeah, Stockholm was like kind of boring. Like, it's just like these dead streets. Like, let's see what this street looks like. It kind of all just looks like this. It's just like never ending streets that look like this. Like I didn't hate it, but yeah, it's just like streets that look like this. You know, it's nice. And apparently in the summer it gets cleared out. Like, all the people leave. They go to their little cottage. But it does have some good points to it. I think the one good point of it being islands, I found out, was, so you have all these little paths because it's an island. So I didn't stream this, but yeah, you have all these paths. And it's nice. That's not a good pick. No, it's not a good pick. Let's go over here. Yeah, like you got views like this. It's nice. It's nice. It's probably nice in the summer. It's not working. So I want to know your guys' opinions. Australians are hard to keep up in drinking sessions. I'm drinking wine. Hello, Kevin Wu. So yeah, I like Stockholm. I just couldn't find an apartment. Like, I messaged like 10 people. They all had like, I wanted to live in this area, which I actually ended up getting an Airbnb in this area. And it was like a weird Airbnb. It was like an old people home. It was like an old people home converted into Airbnbs. It felt like a hospital. It was weird. Like I booked 9 days there. I was happy I didn't book a month because it was weird. I wouldn't stay there again. I didn't give them a bad review because it kind of like hinted that's what it was. Like I read the reviews, but yeah. We walked this area. You know, they said this is like the Brooklyn of Stockholm. I wasn't feeling it, honestly, like this whole area. But there were some nice views. Like, I didn't stream the views. I walked through it when I wasn't streaming, but there are very nice views of the city. And that's kind of like its strong point, I feel like. Is like it has these nice grand views. But again, it's too spread out. It's way too spread out for my taste. Like, I feel like meeting someone, if you lived in like the north part of the city and someone lived in the south, like you would never meet them because it's just too much work. And I could have got an apartment, an Airbnb in Lindingo, which is this island, and there's some other stuff over here. And they weren't great deals. It was like $1,500 for like a studio, which is like, you know, probably they're paying $800 on a regular lease for that. I did go to Uppsala up here. Uppsala is like, I think it's the 4th biggest city. Uppsala was kind of nice. It was very small. It was very tight knit. It was like kind of more of a classic European city, like you know, kind of had like walking. This isn't a good example because there's no people out right now in this thing, but it's kind of got like these nice walking streets, these 2 walking streets, and then it had the university, then it had a castle. It was a very simple city. I liked it. Like, it's like I like these cities because like if you live within this area right here, you're within 10-minute walk from everything. I love that. But you can't do that in these more spread out cities. You're gonna have to use the public transportation. I don't like that. But it is a student town, and apparently, like a day or 2 ago, there's like 3 people got killed in Uppsala. Like, I think like over here, not too far from the center. So yes, Sweden's kind of fucked up with the crime. Like, I didn't have a problem when I was there, but like there's definitely people getting killed in like the outskirts. You know, it's mostly migrant gangs, so it's, you know, I don't think it would affect your trip if you went there, but it is a factor, unfortunately. I do want to explore the south of Sweden because I was in Malmo for like 10 minutes and then I hopped on a bus and left. But Malmo, I think, screwed up. It's got a lot of migrant crime. So much so that like Danish people are freaking Danish people hate Sweden because Malmo is like messed up, and the Malmo people come over like real quick. Like, it's only like a 30-40 minute drive over. Hello, JK. Glad you didn't hang around in Malmo. I mean, I might go back and see it. Hey, Tom. Yes, this place is very nice. I got really love this. I'm paying like $12.50 USD for this place, and it should be like double that. So let's talk about Copenhagen. I like Copenhagen a lot, actually. It was just, you know, I wanted to explore some more. So that's why I left it, basically. But at Copenhagen, it's got a nice center. So I don't know if you guys saw the live stream, but train station here. And then the center area is this, you get these walking streets. It's nice. I think they were actually car streets, but they converted them into walking streets, which is really smart. We went to Freetown, Christiania. That was like the weird hipster area. That was okay. I'd only go there once though. But yeah, Copenhagen was good. I almost stayed there. Someone offered me an apartment up here in Norway, bro. So there's these 3 bridges area. There's Vesterbro, which means West Bridge, Vesterbro. Norway, which means North Bridge, which is this area. And then Osterbro. Where's Osterbro? It's right there. Oh, well, one's somewhere. So those are like the neighborhoods outside the center, and I don't know. I messaged the person back and I said, "Hey, I'm interested," and they didn't reply. So getting an apartment in Copenhagen is very hard. I think it's the hardest out of the 3, honestly. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But I really liked Copenhagen, and I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and actually live there. So I was only there for a few days, but Copenhagen was very nice. But it's also the most touristy out of the 3. That's like another problem, is like it is touristy. Being an American, I don't think is cool there. So yeah, I want to know your guys' opinion. I think we do 1 or 2 streams in Copenhagen. We didn't do that many. When I first got there, I just walked around. I didn't want to have to deal with streaming. I just wanted to see it for myself. Hello, Daniel. Are you doing any remote or online work? Yeah, I'm gonna try and do some stuff now that I'm established again. We'll try and do some more YouTube. Living out of a suitcase sucks, man. Like, I don't think I'm gonna do that again. But we went to London. Did you guys like the UK tour? I thought the UK tour was pretty good. Like, I did a lot of couch surfing, which is really good. Let's look at couch surfing real quick. I don't even think I can log in. It's all like messed up. Never mind. Okay, we can't look at couch surfing. But yeah, London is where I first couch surfed. London is so big. It's just like, I didn't hate London. I don't think I could live there though. It's just too big, man. Like, look at it. Like, it's so fucking big. Like, I lived in Surbiton with my first guy. It's over here. Apparently this Surbiton station was in the Harry Potter movie. The last movie. They filmed here. But I stayed here, and then my second host in London was over here in Camden Town, which is like a way better location. But I remember asking him about Surbiton. He's like, "Where's that?" Like, he lived in London his whole life. He didn't even like know about it because the city's so big. Like, oh yeah, and to fly to Copenhagen, I flew out of Heathrow from Surbiton, and I think I left the apartment like 3 hours before. Because look how close it is, okay? Surbiton's here. Heathrow's here. You see that? It doesn't look that far. But due to how London is, like, there's no highway, it took fucking forever to get to the airport. So originally I was going to take a bus. There's a bus route there, and I left the apartment 3 hours early, you know, in the hopes that I get to the airport an hour, 2 hours before the flight leaves. And I'm on the bus, and it's going to Kingston. Where's Kingston? I don't know where Kingston is. It's like up here or something. but the bus is going so fucking slow. And then I use Google Maps. I use the Google directions, and it says it's going to take me like 2 fucking hours to get to the airport with the public transportation. I was like, holy shit. 'Cause like showing up an hour before, and I had my suitcase too. Like, you can't do that. You got to show up at least an hour and a half. Like, it would have been tight. So I had to get off the bus, order a $40 Uber from like Kingston. Okay, there's Kingston. So let's click on that. So from Kingston, like right here to there, it costs $40 for an Uber. And I kind of had to, because that was like the fastest way. Like at that point, I couldn't use the public transportation. It would have been too close. Because when you get into the Heathrow, you have to like drive all the way around it. And that takes like 20 minutes. So it's very slow. So I ended up getting there about an hour and a half early, and you know, it was all good. But still, that shit was stressful. Like, I was so pissed I had to take the Uber. I was so pissed. I mean, $40 is like, you know, whatever. Not the end of the world, but it was just like, and that was me, like, you know, pretty close. Like, we're on the west side. Like, imagine going from Heathrow and you're in like Bexley. Like, look where Bexley is. Like, that must just be a nightmare. I mean, I guess you have to take the tube at that point. But another thing about London I didn't like was, like, from Surbiton, going in from Surbiton to the central station, it's called Waterloo over here. That costs like, I think like $12 or $13 for that, which kind of sucks, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like that should cost $5 or $6. But to go in and out of the city would cost $24. So I feel like staying here on a couch isn't really worth it. Like, it's almost better to just get like a cheap, shitty hostel for $24 in the center. But when I went over here, I didn't even go in the center, because I was kind of already explored it. I kind of just walked around this area. So yeah, that was a travel fail. Hello, Linda. Hello, Cheese Puff. I need to find a good nightclub if I ever visit London. Hello, Joanne. What a motley crew. Peter Draws. Hello, Willie. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Lutra. So, what else? Yeah, London was good. London was cool. There's one day I didn't stream, and that's because with this couch surf guy in Camden, I woke up kind of early with him, and he plays tennis over here in Notting Hill, I think it was. And he woke me up kind of early, and like, you know, I had to be out of the apartment with him, so like I didn't get like a chance to set up the stream, so I couldn't do it. But this area was cool. There's an area called Portobello Street, which was like it's like a market, and that was kind of cool. It's like this big road, and then this whole area, Chelsea and Kensington, was like a very nice posh area. The buildings were cool. Of course, I would never be able to live there. You know, it's like the West Village of New York City, where it's just like normal people are outpriced. Like, they can't do anything about it. But it was very nice. But yeah, I don't think I'd live in London. It's too big and crazy, man. I didn't even try Tinder or Hinge or the online there. I didn't even try, because like, you know, I'm not living there, first of all, but I feel like it would just be too crazy. Like, the first thing would be like, hey, do you live near me? And if you don't live near that person, you're probably not going to meet them, because it's just, yeah, too crazy. Okay, then we went to York. So we took a bus and we went to York, which is like a small town. I liked York a lot, actually. I think York was a very good choice. You know, I found York from Reddit. You know, Reddit's a very good platform, I think, for advice. And they said, you know, York was a good tourist place, and it was. remember I got off the bus, and I was waiting with the bus with some lady, and the bus wasn't coming, so I was talking to her, and the first thing she says was like, yeah, people in York believe in ghosts. I don't know why she said that, but it was funny. They believe in ghosts in York. But yeah, York was really nice. I stayed at a hostel. The hostel was nice. I got a private room in the hostel. I think it was the Astor. I think it was this. It was nice. It was a good hostel. Had a good vibe to it. And I went there on a Saturday, and it was kind of like funny. People are getting pretty fucked up there. Like, English people get fucking drunk. I kind of wish I'd actually gone out there. I think that would have been kind of fun. Because there are English people partying. Like, I think that would have been fun. But I think you guys saw the stream, the nightlife stream. It was fun, so. Yeah, I liked York a lot. Nice, cheery English town. Oh, this is where I got confronted by that guy. Some guy was like, I think he saw me with the camera, and he wasn't like angry at me, but I think he was drunk. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but he was like, yeah, London's too multicultural. And he started like ranting about that. That was kind of funny. And then we went to Newcastle over here. So, here, let me get out of this. Get out of that, please. There we go. Newcastle was weird. Newcastle was one of those that, again, it was mentioned on Reddit. This town felt really old. It felt really old. I used couch surfing here. The guy was in the suburbs, which was interesting. I forget where, but it was kind of interesting being in the suburbs. The guy had 2 cats, which I liked. Newcastle was, I don't know. I think it has good nightlife. People get really drunk there. The guy said he used to live across from a couple bars. The guy I stayed with, and like there'd just be fights and people getting drunk every night and just fights and debauchery, and so I think it's a college town. The host took me to a comedy show. I forget the host's name off the top of my head. It was like Simon something. I didn't like it at all. I couldn't get it. It was all old people in the crowd, old British people, and they could understand the humor. I couldn't get it at all. My host couldn't get it. We ended up leaving halfway through. I was falling asleep, honestly. I forget what his name was. It was like Simon Evans. So I want you guys to all look up Simon Evans. And I don't watch any of these, I guess. He's a British guy that talks really fast. And I just could not get the humor. I tried, man. I feel like I'm somewhat intellectual. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it at all. Let's see. Hello, Blake. Do English brunette ladies like to party? Yeah, they like to party. If you compare Stockholm, Oslo, and Copenhagen, would you say it's easy to meet people in all 3 cities? I think that's a good question. I think Stockholm seemed the hardest to meet people. I don't know why, but maybe this is what my couch surfing host told me. He said like there's very tight social circles. And yeah, it just seemed like a hard place to meet people. I don't know why. Maybe because it's like a big spread out city. It's like the Scandinavian coldness combined with the big city just like is not a good fit for making friends. That's my opinion. And then Oslo, I think people are nice in Oslo. I think it seems easier than Stockholm. And then Copenhagen, I think the Danish people have like a reputation for being a bit more friendly, but they do get hit hard with tourism. So that might be a factor in like you as a foreigner making friends there. But I wasn't in Copenhagen long enough to like really say. But Stockholm definitely felt like it would be the hardest. But I think Copenhagen and Oslo, like all three, I think are harder places to make friends. But I think these places, Oslo's the most chill, so I think Oslo would be the easiest. And again, the smaller city means that like it's easier to meet up, you know? If you live closer to someone, it's going to be easier to meet up and hang out versus like you have to sit on public transportation for 30 minutes. Like, so yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. Becky's English bond lady likes to party. F1 is in Miami and the car is in Alabama. Hell yeah. Hello, Papa Smurf. Hello, Linda. Okay, let's go back to England. So Newcastle was weird, and then we went to Edinburgh. Edinburgh is, I think, it might be one of my favorite cities I've been to so far. It was pretty fucking good. Like, it kind of delivered, if that makes sense. It delivered on what it was. It's kind of like this Harry Potter-esque place is what it's going for. It felt old, but not like Newcastle where it was like fucked up old. I never went to this. You see this picture? I fucked up. I never went to this monument. This is a great picture. This is a great Instagram picture. If only me and my brother still travel together. This is Instagram worthy right here. If you stand right here, I mean, look at that city, man. I don't know where this is, but Edinburgh was great. There was the castle. This is a lot of people's favorite cities. I met a girl here in Oslo, and she said like Edinburgh is her favorite city because she likes Harry Potter, though. Like, if you like Harry Potter, you will like this city. It was good. I was there, I was there in March. I'm sure this place in the summer is like really good. And it's got like good nature. I didn't even do the nature because I'm lazy. But apparently there's like some crazy mountains around it too. Like, let's try and see. So this is definitely a city you wanna hit. Yeah, like it's got like that, like it's pretty close to the city. It's like 20 minutes out. It's got some cool nature. And I did not do the Scottish Highlands. Some people wanted me to, maybe if I had a car, I'd do it. I feel like you need a car to really enjoy it, but I just had my backpack and stuff. But maybe some other time we'll do the Highlands. I stayed in a couch surf in the western part of the city, the western suburbs. Really nice. I don't think I live streamed there, but it was nice. The people had like 9 dogs. They had 9 Jack Terriers. They're like, it was 2 gay guys, and one of them like trained dogs. Like he did like the whole dog show thing, and he was into the whole like people coming and buying them, and he charged like $2,000 or $4,000, I forget, for like a dog. So that was pretty cool. That was very nice. That was a very nice couch surf because they gave me like a nice room and they had like a nice place. So thank you, James. Thank you very much. Then we went to Glasgow for a day. We were only here for a day. Glasgow was... it was weird because we had those freaking hooligans following us. Like, that kind of fucked it up a little bit. I had like a pack of like 8 teenagers, and they saw the camera and they immediately attached to me. So they were kind of like a hassle, and I had to like kind of ditch them. But Glasgow was like okay. Here's like the main street. I didn't hate it. Again, I know you really have to live in like a week or two for a place to really understand it. I was only there for a few hours. You know, you can't really understand a place in just a few hours. It seemed okay. Decent, bustling city. That's the that's the problem with the world. Only so much time is finite, you know? Only so much time. Let's see. IPA Indica. Shit, I'm almost out of wine. I do have more. I have another bottle actually. This is like a €11 wine. It's like $10, I think. Gato Negro. This shit is shitty wine, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's like 11%. Gato Negro. No cork. I never get the cork. I like the twist off. ASMR. Fuck it. I'm having a great time. There it is. Yeah, I'm drinking this out of a coffee mug, by the way. Fuck it. Who cares? Well, there's no glasses in this Airbnb, so what can we do? It's not very good. It's what you think $11 wine would cost. It's not very good. You sound low. Are we low? Test, test, test. Another YouTuber was followed by hooligans in Leeds. They were throwing rocks and following him. What the fuck is wrong with those kids? Yeah, I saw that. So that's Kuma Monster. Let's see if we can see that. Let's see, Kuma Monster got attacked. Damn, so he's doing like a big stream. 11-hour streams. Damn. Yeah, I don't have that endurance. So somewhere here he gets attacked. I don't know which one. Did he make a video of it? No, he didn't. Let's try and find it. Someone linked it in our Discord. Okay, it's day 2. Hopefully it doesn't copyright me. Where is it? Is this it? He's got all this shit on the screen. I don't know what all this stuff is. I don't know why he's walking so far. Like, okay, so here's where it happens. So he's got the kids. There's a girl too. So the kids are doing their thing. You know, they see the camera, they get all excited. And I think what happens is, you know, he's just kind of chilling with them. And I think in the chat, they call them something bad. Like the chat insults them because they're being annoying. And the kids see that and they get all mad. They're doing the little gang signs. They did the same shit in Glasgow. So eventually, dude, they follow him for a long time. It's getting all fucked up. This is because he's in the woods. But man, if I was in this situation, I would run away. I would turn off the camera and I'd run away. Because they follow him for a while. They throw sticks at him. They throw rocks at him. It's kind of sus. It's not a good situation. So it's hooligans. Yeah, I would have ran away. I would have turned off the camera and I would just start running. There's one kid on the bike who could catch you, but I think like the kid on the bike alone wouldn't be brave enough. They're brave because they're in a pack. You know, they have the numbers. So yeah, if you want to watch the video, it's day 2. So day 2 is when he got attacked. Looks like even Gigi commented. Gigi's showing support. Thank you, Gigi, for showing support for Kuma. Okay. So to finish off England, we then went to Liverpool. Liverpool was... Okay, Liverpool, it was okay. You know, compared to Edinburgh, it wasn't very... I didn't find it as good as Edinburgh. Basically, that was the problem. It had some Beatles stuff. You know, it had the Beatles statue, which I got like a shitty pic of. So I think it's really riding on the whole Beatles thing. It had some like cool architecture in the water. The city center was okay, and then it had like a very good cathedral. Where's the cathedral? Yeah, this cathedral was cool. We went to the cathedral. But I don't think I'd go back. Nah. I think you should go if you're a Beatles fan. If not, I think it was a little skippable. I had a cool couch surfing host named Bryant. He was really cool. I got to live in the suburbs with him near Sefton Park. I actually ended up going to the gym. I went to the gym and I went to the sauna with him, which is kind of funny. That's like a thing most couch surfing people like wouldn't do with each other, but I was like, fuck it, let's go to the gym. Cause he had some like weight on him. I was trying to help him out, trying to teach him how to weightlift a little bit. Yeah, so that was England. And then Bristol, we didn't go to. This was the one place I skipped. I was tired. I was like, all right, you know what? Let's just go back to London. So that's when we went back to London the second time. I was tired. So we never went to Bristol. And I think also because that looks kind of interesting. Liverpool was kind of mid. I was like, I don't want to go to another mid city. I want to go to, I don't know, somewhere cool. Continuing the backtracking, we went to Istanbul, which I did not stream in because the freaking data rules are all stupid, which I should have researched. So we're talking. I was in Istanbul for 10 days. I was going to be here for a month to just chill, but I wasn't really feeling it. I remember the night I came there, I was all tired because like they have this huge airport over here, this big confusing airport, and yeah, I lived in Kadıköy, which is on the Asian side. So if you look at Istanbul, there's this big division, and you have the European side over here, and then Asia. So that's kind of how the city's divided. And the European side is more of the tourist stuff, while the Asian side is more like, you know, regular Turkish people just living there. And I've lived on the Asian side because that's what all the people on Reddit said as far as digital nomads. And it was a pretty cool area. Like this whole area, there's tons of shops and bars and restaurants, just tons. And I took a ferry over to the other side a few times. There's a ton of cats, ton of feral cats. I pet a cat. I got scratched by a cat, which I don't know if you can still see. You can see it like a little bit. It's still there a little bit. It's kind of faded, but fucking thing scratched me. Asshole cat. I was just trying to pet him, you know. A little more wine. But I did get some vlog, which I will, now that I'm settled down here, I can edit it. I think for tourism it's like okay. You know, it's got some mosques. I didn't go inside the mosque. Yeah, but it's interesting to see. You know, I've never seen a big mosque. This is the Blue Mosque. I actually went somewhat inside this. It's interesting. It's an old city. It's a huge city. There's just a shit ton of people. I use the metro. But the thing is, the English was pretty bad. Like, I think most people over the age of like 30 don't speak English. So that was a problem. Like, that was like... And this is me as an American being kind of like elitist about the English language, especially since I'm in Scandinavia where it's not a problem, which is honestly why I come here. Like, not a problem in Scandinavia. I love it. But in Istanbul, it was a problem. I don't know. It's just weird. The grocery stores were weird. I was kind of like... I was kind of on edge because I thought I would get scammed at some point. You know, apparently this is a big scam city. So I was very on edge about that. I didn't get scammed. Especially if you go to the Asian side, no one bothers you. There's not many scams here. But in the touristy places on the European side, there are scams. So you have to watch out. And I was kind of... This is kind of stupid. I was kind of concerned there would be an earthquake. Because it's like the city's due for an earthquake at some point, and a shitload of buildings are probably going to fall down, and a lot of people are probably going to get hurt. It's fucked up to say, but it's at some point it will happen. What was I going to say next? The food was okay. I found some good food choices. Okay, this is the biggest problem. The currency's all fucked up, which is usually a good thing. Because when their currency's fucked up and you come in with USD, it's cheaper for you. But with the Turkish lira, there's like inflation. So all the prices are growing up like crazy. And I think it takes time for like the currency to get lowered to the dollar. So basically everything was like 30% more than what it was a couple years ago. Like a meal that used to be $5 is now like $8. So it went from being this kind of cheap place, cheap, chill digital nomad spot. Now it's like price-wise, not that good. You know, kind of not expensive, not like Oslo prices or Copenhagen, but like they're not like... The prices weren't good enough for you to want to like come and live there, basically. Like, it's like, okay, because you still got to pay for the plane ticket and all that. It's like, okay, maybe I could just stay home. But yeah, the Galata Tower. I think I took a pic of this. Got some cool stuff. Oh, and Discord was banned in fucking Turkey. Discord is banned. I couldn't use my Discord. Twitch is banned. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you really got to research this stuff. Hello, Tasso. You should have visited Manchester. I think someone said there wasn't much there. I don't know. That's the thing. There's so many places to visit, but you really only have so much time and so many bus trips and train trips. The kitty left you a nice mark. Yeah, I know. I thought you were going to get arrested. I didn't feel that. I was just like... I didn't feel like I was going to get in trouble. It was just like kind of weird. Those hooligan kids. And they were young too. It wasn't a situation I wanted to be in. Okay. So let's finish this off. So then we started the trip here back in February. It's a long time ago now. It feels like forever ago. Barcelona. What do you guys think about Barcelona? I think Barcelona is just too crushed with tourism. Price-wise, it was okay. I mean, I spent like $55 for the shitty hostel room. It was like a private room. It was too far north. It was affected by it being February and it being winter. It wasn't that cold, but it was definitely affected a little bit. But the city was too international, man. Like I didn't even like. You couldn't even tell me what like a freaking Castellano Spanish person looks like. I just don't know because it was so international. Like those people. We went to the Sagrada Familia. I didn't even go in. I just walked by it. Dude, it's like $30 and it's like, I don't know, man. There was a line and I was kind of in a bad mood. I slept shitty because the hostel was shitty. I had to go to the bathroom. The gods were not blessing me this day for the Sagrada Familia, but you know what? It was pretty cool in person. It was okay. I wasn't like amazed by it, honestly. Like it was kind of wacky looking. It's been taking like 100 years to make it. Yeah. It was okay. And there's like construction going on forever. But it had some good points to it. It was definitely interesting. But again, let's go back to Madrid. I was in Madrid for a day. It was okay. Madrid was okay. I didn't really see enough. Just a big spread out city. There was this one street called the Gran Via, which was a nice street. This street was pretty nice. Someone said it feels like Fifth Avenue in New York City. This area was nice. Madrid was okay. You know, it's probably a decent place to live and work. But as far as tourism goes, I don't know. Probably not the best sole tourist place to visit. And then Sevilla. Sevilla is a very nice city. I think I'd go like Edinburgh, Copenhagen, then Sevilla as far as like the cities that had the most charm to it. Sevilla had a lot of charm. It was very nice. I kind of got wrecked here though, because the second night I was here, for whatever reason, I think it was Saturday or something, all the accommodation was booked out. So the only thing that was available was like the shitty $15 hostel, which was cheap. But I would have rather paid a little more for something nicer, but there was just nothing. And the hostel, you know, it was like 10 people in a room and like 3 people were fucking snoring at the same time. And I'm a light sleeper. I didn't have ear protection, so it was just very shitty night's sleep. Totally fucked me over. But Sevilla was very nice. Where's the center? Okay, center's over here, I think. Oh, no, it's this thing. Yeah, Sevilla was nice. Has got all these like little nice little roads, little streets, quaint streets, no cars. It's beautiful. Felt very European. Little shops. So this was like a real European Spanish. And I like Sevilla so much, you know, that I actually might go back to this region. This is Andalusia, Spain. There's Malaga and Granada, which I've heard a lot about. So I might at some point in the future explore more of southern Spain, because I thought Sevilla was nice. So Malaga and Granada, and you can go there in the winter. That's like the biggest part. Is like most of Northern Europe is screwed in the winter. It's terrible. Three people snoring, yeah. Dude, it was insane how loud they were snoring. It was 3 people. It was fucking insane. I slept so bad. Nice music in the background. Thank you, PG. Hello, PG. I like Sevilla and Lisbon. Yes, now we'll go to Lisbon. This is where the journey started. February 11th, I believe. February 10th or 11th. Lisbon. I thought Lisbon, I wouldn't live in Lisbon. I think it had some touristy aspects to it. First of all, it had all the tiling on the road. You guys remember that? The whole city has this like tiling. Was it that? I don't remember. But yeah, the whole city had this tile. I think it looked like that, maybe. Big tourist city. There are basically, I swear, there are like no Portuguese people in this city. It was all foreign workers. I don't know how that happened. Like, how does that happen, man? There were not many Portuguese people in Lisbon. That was like my biggest gripe. Like, I know that there's economic factors. Like the Portuguese people go to like London or Germany to work, and then the immigrants come to fill the spots. I know that. But yeah. We saw this thing, which is really cool. Where is it? I saw this thing, which is interesting. But I like this thing a lot, because this thing was like, this is where all like the navigators come from, the sailors. So I thought this monument was very, very cool. It was a badass monument. That was one of my favorite parts. It had this square. Yeah, they had the big square. That's what it looked like. It was pretty cool. But you guys remember my first night there? I was in this area. Oh, and I got screwed because I went to this castle and it closed like 5 minutes before I got there. So I didn't get the good view, which sucks. I got wrecked. But I went to this Almalfa area and it was all weird. You guys remember that? It was like at night. That shit was weird. It was like these little back streets. Where was that? Maybe over here? Yeah. Yeah, it was like this. It was very unique. Like, it was really like old feeling, and like, yeah, a lot of hills, and it was like yellow. It was cool. It was very unique feeling. Now, would I want to live here? Probably not. Damn. Oh, I never used the tram either. The tram was pretty cool. But Lisbon was interesting. And I streamed a lot there too, so hopefully you guys got a good taste. But yeah, a lot of hills. There's the tram. And that was the trip. What's going on with the New York streamers? Anyone know? What's going on with the New York streamers? There any left? Are they all tapping out one by one? saw Action Kids in Vietnam. He's in Vietnam. He was talking about the Pocket 3, which is what I'm streaming with right now. It got expensive. Trump. I'm so happy my friend introduced me to this show. Nice. Yep. Big city. So I guess we'll talk about this. I'm actually going to go out in a little bit. It's 1 a.m. Fuck it. Late night. A little bit more wine to ease the tension. Gato Negro. Sponsor me, bro. Sponsor me. Okay. Let's see. So I lived in Chinatown on Doyer Street with my roommate. What was his name? I forgot his name. What was his name? Drew. Oh, his name was Drew. He was cool. Very interesting life. He came to New York City in the late 80s to be a rock guy, and that's just all he's done. He's been the rock band guy, cover band, show band. He probably had so much fun in the 80s and 90s. He probably had so much fucking fun. It was probably insane what he did. I think he just said he went out every night till 4 a.m. just every fucking night. Because that is one of the good parts of like a big city is like you can go out every night if you want to, because it's like there's always something going on. City like Oslo, like you can't go out Sunday or Monday. There's nothing much going on. It's really maybe Thursday and then Friday, Saturdays there's people, but he probably had a crazy life. The only problem is now I think he was like 58 or something. He was pretty old. He looked good for his age. He would dye his hair and he had like the long rocker hair. I thought he was like in his 40s, but he was in his late 50s, and I don't know. I think the rock scene's not doing good in New York, and he seemed pretty worried because COVID fucked everything up. And it's like he has contacts in New York. It's like, where else is he gonna go? If you go somewhere new, now you don't know anybody, you know? And he's like 58. There's not enough time to reestablish. So what do you guys, it's like on one hand, he's probably had a really fucking fun life. Like on one hand, really fun life. Tons of shows, meet tons of people. Tons of sex, probably, let's be honest. He actually said that apartment, they used to throw parties in that apartment. They moved to that apartment in like 2005, and they just throw fucking parties. Imagine going to a little party like that in Chinatown. That would be fun. But then on the other hand, it's like now, you know, he's in his late 50s, and now it's like he's still in that apartment, and it's like, it kind of sucks. Like, because that apartment was like, you know, something kids in their 20s should be in, you know. Like fresh college students moving to the city. That was that type of apartment. But yeah, I lived on the East Village, Avenue B, right over here, I think it was. I rented it from some guy who, he's going to Europe, actually. Now I'm in Europe. I was jealous he was going to Europe. I was like, fuck, I should be going to Europe. But he went to Italy and Spain, I think, for the duration. And I rented his place out. It was like $2,200. Good price in New York. Everywhere else in the world, a fucking terrible price. And yeah, I spent the summer. And that's where the streaming happened, the birthplace. I think my biggest problem was like, I don't know, like this is a very young area. Like, I feel like this is a good area if you're in your 20s. You know, people are smoking weed. There's a lot of bars, a lot of NYU. You know, I was a little too old, and you know, I don't know, like the money situation. You know, I'm paying $1,000 less here, and I have a way better apartment. It's just, I don't know, something about the summer in the city. Like, I didn't really want to go out and drink. Like, it was just too hot out. I just preferred to walk around almost. So yeah. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna end the stream pretty soon. So if you have any questions for me, go ahead. Peter, we are in our 30s. That's not old. Well, it all depends your viewpoint, you know. If you're talking to like a 21-year-old, yeah, we're kind of old. If you're talking to a 50-year-old, no, you're not old. It's all about the viewpoint. You need to write a book about your adventures. Well, I did make a blog, but I haven't really worked on it, so I think that's one of the things I'm going to do is work on it, because I think I have some good advice. I have some good advice for people. Is that a good location? This is R2, so I'm going into NYC in October, staying in Moxie Times Square. Where's that? So, I mean, yeah, you're a couple blocks from Times Square. I think for tourism, it's good, you know. I wouldn't want to live here for a month, but if you're there for a couple days, totally fine, because you're gonna be out of the apartment the whole time except for sleeping. You're gonna be walking around. There's a ton to see, so you're gonna be, yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, my first month I was there before I started YouTuber streaming. I lived here in this sublet with two other guys, and that was $2,200 for a fucking room with two other guys. The room was big and nice though, and it was like, the building wasn't super nice, but it had like a doorman, so that factors into it. But it was a few blocks from Central Park, and which was cool, you know, right in Midtown. But this area is like, I wouldn't want to live in this area again. It was just so, it was right on 7th Avenue. It was, you know, look at 7th Avenue. It's just like huge buildings, hotels, fucking Big Apple souvenirs. It's like, yeah, I would not live in this area again. It's just, yeah, look at it. It's just tourist town. I was there for a month, which was okay, but like, nah, like it's so inhuman. It's so fucking inhuman. Sausage Fest for 2,200. Yeah, me and two dudes. So he needs his beauty sleep to catch up. Oh man, my sleep's fucked. I went out last night. I like I said, I drank the 3 beers. And I don't know why, but it like wrecked my sleep. Like, so I'm done with beer. But I can drink wine, and it's a lot better. I don't know, it just processes better. I am done with beer. I think beer's it's got the gluten. Why are you leaving the live? How long will you stay in that city? I'm here for 2 months. I'm locked in 2 months, which I'm pretty happy about. It's a good apartment. Even if I get bored of the city, I'll just live here for a bit. Maybe I don't know what I'm gonna do after, because the person's from Tromsø and they're gonna come back here, so I gotta vacate. Yeah, I'm done with beer. I mean, beer, it's just like, Dude, like 3 beers. Like, come on, that's like a chill thing. And like, I couldn't sleep. But the wine, I think, is more pure. It's from grapes. I don't know. I want to go out and walk around. You know, it's Friday. And things close, I think, here around like 2:30, 3 a.m. So I'll have a little bit of time. I don't know. I just don't want to do this all night. It's Friday. Fuck it. Staying for May 17th then. Oh, yeah. Thing is, I don't have a suit. A lot of the guys suit max on May 17th. So May 17th in Norway is their International Day. So it's probably going to look... Damn. It's going to be crazy. We're going to be streaming. I will definitely stream this day. 100%. The women wear their trad outfit, which apparently costs thousands of dollars, which is a little ridiculous. I'm going to wave a flag, pretend I'm Norwegian. But yeah, it looks cool. We did this walk today, by the way. So this is kind of like the main promenade. Oslo's not that big. But yeah. Hello, Brandon Irons. It's like this, says Torkel. If you go out, I'll hang out with you. Well, you happen to be in Norway? I would stream the Norway nightlife, but I kind of want to go into places. Can't really go into places live streaming. I guess I could maybe sneak in, but I don't think it'd be too exciting. All right, any other questions before we end the stream? Hope you guys enjoyed it. I like these at-home streams. I don't have to walk around. Just chill. I'll try and get better at them, though. So I gotta go. So I was out in West Oslo last night, and West Oslo is like where all the money is. It's a little more ritzy. Wasn't a big fan of West Oslo. I went out over here. It's called Soliplass. Soliplass right there. Wasn't really feeling it. I'm not, I kind of dress like more of a ritzy person, but I'm more in tune with the chill people, which are over here. So I think I'm gonna go out. It's near kind of the train station, that area. We're gonna go over here. It's 1:20. It's getting a little late. Yeah, we'll get to the east side. Get to do a cooking stream. Yeah. Some guy followed me on Twitter. He's got a Swedish flag. Grande. Hello, Grande. You don't seem to be streaming as regular. All right, guys. See you later. I'm going to end this. So, see you next time, okay?